Hello Capricorns, welcome back to the Astroflower and your weekly reading on energy, going from the 8th to the 14th of September. Hope you're doing well. Messages from energy that came out this week was all about sort of being strong and saying your truth and saying truths that come through you, even if they are a bit awkward to say. Finding the right moment and just saying your truths, putting our cards on the table. And the other thing that came out as well was all about earth and fire in the way of elements that are going through. And obviously you're an earth sign, but your earth is on the surface of your flower. The fire comes through your passion for finances, for your material side of life, that starts feeding the passions that are in you to explore that success or that passion in your personal side of life. And I think you get a direction in the connection with the outside world. And this could be to do with an activity. This could do with a spiritual practice as well, or meeting a new set of people as well, a new community, as it were, sort of within your life. And it's sort of like, it seems to be a thing for Capricorns, because I've noticed, because we're going to be doing some questions at the end, and I've noticed a lot of people talking about this sort of like reconnecting with groups of people. And it does seem like this week here is really good for that for you, Capricorn. And it makes you feel very much more passionate about life and reignites your fire, your inner fire within you in a very, very good way. The other thing as well that's gone through, and I did a video on the eclipses that came out earlier on this week, and very particular eclipses this year. They're 6 months apart. And it was all about bringing balance back into life. It's like we're going from one age to another. That's what it seemed like to me. And this is what the eclipses were symbolizing, the age of changing between Pisces into Aquarius, which we do every 2,000 odd years, move from one sign to another. And it's like a new chapter that's being created in life as well. And I think this suits Capricorn incredibly well, because we're very practical and adaptable to situations. And when something new comes up on the horizons, we can adapt to it, or we can mold it so it becomes something that is beneficial, not just for us as individuals, but for the collective as well. You know, we've got that ability to do that. And that's what's coming through the eclipses as well. And it's tied into this conscious shift, which was also another video that I did that's coming up in the next sort of like 2 or 3 weeks, tied into something, geological event or something like that, that, gives a whole new environment to the energy, and also to the personal, or even to the emotional and physical side of life. All of a sudden, there's a lot more to explore. And Capricorn, you certainly do like exploring things. Once you get your head into something, you're going to go into it till you understand the whole thing. And Capricorn, you're really good at that. So, it does bode incredibly well for the rising of the phoenix from the embers, as it were. And I think Capricorn's in a really good position in order to take full advantage of this changing of energies and so forth. Okay. We will be answering a few questions at the end of this video, but in the meantime, let's look at some messages for energy for you, chakra sequencing, and pulling a few cards for you. Okay, so first of all, let's just connect to this energy. We've got this lovely ley line that goes through here at the moment here, sat right upon it. There we go. We've got the morphic fields that are coming into play. That passion seems to be, I think the energy is enhancing that passion and making it very, very determined within you. There seems to be something that's happening on your material or your financial side it's kind of sort of saying there's no turning back, sort of thing. It's now time to unleash what you have within you, the potential that you have within you. You know you have this potential, Capricorn, and now it's a case of putting it into action. This is what it feels like here, with that energy, or certainly the colors are playing into that sort of way as well. There is a great degree of heart energy as well, sort of like it is an enjoyable passion because you're getting things done by the looks of things. The Capricorn likes to get results one way or another, and they will get those results. And it feels like that life is celebrating you getting the results out of life. Really, really nice. Let's just see if we can get a vision of what's going on there on the general energies here. I get someone who's moving a lot of stuff around, so like in a warehouse or something like that, or you're taking stuff and you're um, it's like yeah, like a docks in a way, like you're taking a lot of things in, or you've got the capacity to take a lot of things in life, and you can then convert that into something that people are going to want, or you're going to convert it in a way that's very practical for using, not only for yourself, but also for everybody that is around you. For life itself, for the community, you become a valuable member, as it were, within the community. That's what it feels like, and it's like getting into action more than anything else. It's really getting into action, Capricorn. Um, Building up a real head of steam here of knocking down things and getting things done. That seems to be coming out of it, or that seems to be in the general energy, which is really sort of playing into you. Let's just see what's going on the financial side, the material side of life. But there was one other sign that was very similar to this, not quite the same at all, really. It is in the way that you're doing there's deals, there's negotiations to be had on the financial side. And it seems like you're investing in something that you're looking for returns in. And so you could be investing in a business, or you could be investing in a job or a project. So like you may have done like online workshops, or you might have, trained in a certain specific art that now you've got to then put it out into the public and actually start living it. And it's like you're doing sort of like you've been working in the background a lot, doing a lot of stuff in the background, preparing all the stuff, making it's like you're creating the most amazing cake, and you've spent ages putting the ingredients together and working out the right level of ingredients so you can get the perfect cake out every single time. And you've done a lot of work in the background, and you're now sort of negotiating and making deals still within the background that is going to then you're going to be able to open everything up and kind of go, ah, there you go, there's my cake, sort of thing. And this could be, like your business or your project or your even your career path of, building a lot of sort of stature within your life. But it's you're not doing it the traditional way. It seems very um, unorthodox in the way in which you're doing it, and it's a real um, it's not just a challenge. It's like you're an undercover agent going in for the righteousness of life, making things right. That's what it feels like within your financial world as well. You're redressing the bar, maybe, by going in undercover. It may make sense to a lot of people, but it's it gives that whole idea that you're working to a plan, or a consciousness that people may not necessarily see, and this is where people may not get you as Capricorn. You know what I mean? Sometimes Capricorns are highly misunderstood by the outside world, and I think that's to do with that volume of water that you have going through your flower. Your waters or your emotions run deep. But there's on this financial side is a definite an unorthodox approach which brings in results and gives you a valuable setting within the community that is around you, a successful venture, as it were. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side of life now, the emotional side. But on the emotional side, it's not like it's like, you know, what is love? It's for me personally, it's like a river that flows from the mountain to the sea. Now, no one is a mountain, therefore you cannot create that river, and no one is a sea, and you cannot receive it. But that river of love keeps flowing through, and we can all, you can share a moment of time in that river with someone else. And it's like you're looking out at life and you're seeing all this beauty and wonder. And it's who are you holding hands with and sharing that with? And I think you're realizing that a lot this week here is that the desire to share a beautiful experience which builds love with another person and walking hand in hand with another person. And if you're in a relationship, then I would encourage that connection with the other person in sort of sharing experiences with another person. If you are looking for a relationship, you need to go out and look. You need to go and explore your enjoyment with life, so then, therefore, you're going to meet someone who is also there at the same time that you can hold hands with and enjoy that moment, enjoy that, bathing in the river together, swimming in the river together, playing in that river together. And so, whichever situation you find yourself in, either in a relationship or you're looking for a relationship, and or even if you're not in a relationship and you're not even looking for love, because there's a certain aspect of that as well, it's the love of life, I think, which is fundamental for you. But I do think you would enjoy sharing it with someone, you know and I think that's, that would complete the circle, as it were. Okay, so I'd be very attentive about that, of sharing your joy of living life with people that are around you within the relationship side. Okay, on your spiritual side of life, let's just see what's going on there. I'm going back to my roots. Yeah, it's like your Buddha was a prince. Okay, and his father, the king, wanted Buddha to follow in the footsteps of him, so become the king or at some point. And Buddha wanted to explore life, and the king shut up everything in the castle, or so he couldn't get out. But he still managed to get out. And when he got out, he stripped himself bare and sort of took on the persona, took on the clothing of local people rather than as a prince, so he could then go back to basics and discover the raw who am I sort of scenario. And I think this is what's happening for you. You're going back to your roots. You're stripping things down to the bare bone, as it were, to see where you are, who you are, what life is all about, where you stand in it, and how life stands with you as well. Because Buddha had a lot of trials and tribulations with existing practices that needed to be modified, but because so people are so used to it, it's like Wikipedia. Once you start repeating what they say in Wikipedia, all of a sudden everyone believes it to be true, although it could be complete and utter BS, on Wikipedia. And that, it just because it's been repeated enough times doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And this is what could be speaking your truths about as well, because Buddha then sort of explained it how it is, and people weren't convinced at the beginning. They were very anti in a way to start with, because he was breaking existing models to create something new, of what we know to now as being Buddhism. So you've got this aspect where you're taking things back to the bone in the spiritual sort of sense, energetically, personally, or in your material world. And living, I think living a simpler life is going to be more interesting for you than trying to fulfill it in with lots of different things. to distract you. I think you're going to be a lot more fulfilled in that sort of sense. Let's just see what's going on in the chakra sequencing. Okay, so let's just connect to that energy there. We've got that central point there, and it goes straight into the crown of the root. There's no messing about here. And the crown of the root has a lot of authority about it. So you seem to be carrying this authority with you within your energy. And this could be on your material side as much as on your relationship side. Knowing what you should be doing gives you that authority in the world around you. There's no questions. You're not questioning anything. Your path, you're living it. That's what it seems to be, certainly with the chakras that are coming through with the crown and the root. And you're consciously living it as well. And this is where manifestation can become a major thing within your life. Let's just see, I get the magician card that comes up a lot as well within this. Okay, so let's just see where it's moving on to now. It does go onto the solar plexus, but very light here. It's having a posture without imposing upon the world around you. That's what it seems to be. You seem to have that authority and that confidence within you to do whatever you've got to do. Now you just got to start taking it out there and start exploring it in life. You know, you've done enough learning and practicing about it. You've done enough working on yourself. It's now a case of taking it out there to the world and taking it back to the most simplest version, and the bare bones of it is going to be a lot easier for you to do. Let's just see where it moves on to now. So it goes on to the third eye and the throat, and this is also, it's not imposing at all. It's really light. This is really truly taking it back to its pure origins of being. Not overthinking things, going with the flow, saying what needs to be said at the right time that it needs to be said. Really good energies that are flowing, very calm energies that are going through you at the moment. Let's just see where it goes on to next. Okay, so the heart does come in there. And I think it's like, it's almost like you're joking about the fact that you know, that you understand. And it's like, you know, and it's like you're enjoying the confidence of not having to explain too much, but being understood. And having a certain degree of authority and things really working. And it makes your heart feel, makes you feel a lot more heart-filled about life. And this is where maybe the sharing aspects may come into play. Who can I share this revelation with, you know, within your life? And then it goes back to the crown and the root, and it brings you back to what you should be living and where you should be going. Absolutely fantastic, Capricorn. No nonsense chakra sequencing for you this week here. Really good energies, but it's incredibly light. You know, you're going to be able to impose without imposing. It's fantastic energies. Let's just pull a card on what's going on your financial side. You got the Wheel of Fortune. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune can be, it can turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and never give you the results. At some point, you need to choose a direction. You can't just lay on, because sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is great. You can sit on top of the world, and other times you're sort of like, you're holding on, as it were. And you know, if it keeps turning and everything like that, and you don't take a direction, it becomes, you know, it becomes a treadmill. Your wheel spinning, you know, in one place. You know, you're treading water and not actually going somewhere. So that can sometimes be a little bit sort of like a little bit frustrating, really. What the passion that you come into your life here with that energy can give it when everything grips, and then all of a sudden you're off. And I think that's more of a case for you. So it's now knowing that direction and then just letting it roll, letting it go, letting it take you there. And you do get letting it you be you. Queen of Pentacles that comes out as well, ultimately being you with the rabbit of luck here. And yeah, there is a certain degree of doubt and trepidation about going ahead and doing something or saying something to someone, or opening up your emotions to someone. Yeah, it can be a little bit sort of like trepidation at times, but I think it's definitely worth it for you. A very magical thing. Great rewards are coming to you, Capricorn. Let's just see what's going on your relationship side. Leap of faith. I think that's what that passionate sort of thing is about, that's coming into your life as well, by connection with the outside world and falling in love with life and bringing things back to the bare bones, just taking a leap of faith in life, totally. On the energy that's flowing through you at the moment, yeah, the Three of Swords. Yeah, this is this. I think it's that feeling of, oh, look, I'm discovering and doing so much in life. I'd like to share it with someone. And I think it causes you more pain than anything else. You know, yeah, you get the devil card as well. The devil is in the small detail, but it is you as well. And sometimes, Capricorn, you can shoot yourself in the foot sometimes by being a little bit obstinate. I know I'm a Capricorn, don't worry. But at the same time, I think your obstination about enjoying life now is actually a really good attribute. And I think it's going to serve you well in the future. And I think you've just got to go through that moment of feeling a little bit sort of like, oh man, I'd like to share this with someone. And because you'd like to share it with someone, it's going to trigger you finding someone, if you know what I mean. You've got to go through it in order for it to trigger you, trigger the result, basically. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Let's just go on to some of the questions that we had last week. We had quite a few actually. Let me just go on to first things first, which was Brenda Evans. Is it Brendan Evans? Brenda Evans, talking about carrying my grandmother's legacy, who was famous for folk artist and won a German award at the age of 93. Should I continue on this path? Brenda. I replied to that, and I think a lot of people replied to that. I think, yes, it should. There is a caveat to this, though, Brenda, and I think it's to do with the joy factor. Don't do it for your grandma, do it for you. I think that needs to be really clear. If you are doing it just to maintain your grandma's sort of flame, as it were, I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I think you should do it because you enjoy doing it, more than anything else, and you're exploring your side of it. And maybe it was just your grandmother was just the person to open the door so you could explore that afterwards. She gave you the permission to explore it. So, but whatever I would do, I would definitely explore it in one form or another. But make sure you're doing it for you more than anything else. That possibly could be that leap of faith for you. Okay. Let's go on to Maria Beltega. I'm a Cappy with dark and blue eyes, not in a relationship, only accepting people with similar vision, beliefs, and positivity. Always looking out for things in consciousness. How am I going so far? Oh, so it's not really a question. Sorry, I do apologise. I think you're doing all right though, Maria. If you take it on with that attitude, and that's what that whole sort of like taking it back to the basics and the bare bones, I think is a really good thing. Then we got Pauline here. Now, Pauline here was talking about I've been single, my treasure chest. So there's lots of things going. I was reading through. I do apologise. I was driving along, listening to you, thinking about putting my long white dress on and going out for it. Okay, so there was a lot of coincidences. I'm single for 7 years now. This is the question. So I'm single for 7 years now and know that I'm about to meet someone and I believe to be my divine counterpart. What can you tell me about him? And you see it happening soon too. Do you see it happening soon too? So let's just see what's going on for you, Pauline. Yeah, I do. I think this is this whole unconventional thing of doing things. Um, it's like you meet them in an unconventional way. It's almost as if like you have a little accident. It's no one gets hurt. There's no real damage, but you've got to exchange numbers. And I feel like it happens like that, Pauline, and it just makes you just kind of go, "What? Really?" You know, wow, sort of thing. You know, I think that's and it's someone who's a lot lighter, um, and lighter in their demeanor and the way they do things, and they don't, you know, they don't get bogged down in things a lot. They're real sort of a lot more relaxed about life. But also, you know, they're productive as well and they get things done and they're moving in a direction and so forth. And I think they're inspiring to you more than anything else. I think it's someone who makes you feel inspired to live life. Okay, so there you go, Pauline. Another question that comes in from Suzanne. I'm trying to manifest financial blessings. Oh yes, you can go and get your friend back in who's living in Crete. I get around about the October the 23rd for you. Um, I don't think it's going to be highly organised, but I think it's kind of going right. We seem to have enough money now in order just to get you back. When we get you back, we haven't got that much going. You know, we haven't got a plan there, but we can get you back. So the opportunity is there. And I think you'll see the true metal of that person there that will then kind of go, okay, I'm going to get on the plane and I'm going to do it. Yeah, I get round at the end of October. Really, you leave, you know, cutting it fine, 23rd of October, but cutting it fine, but doing it well, I think. And I think it's got great possibilities, yeah. Okay. Next question. We're moving on to, I have a question. I've noticed I've been living in almost isolation. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's the third time you've asked this question, is it? You are the creator. You know, you've been living in isolation for the last 3 years. The only person that's been helping you is your ex. I'm not sure about, you've been helping people online, telling about LOA. I'm not sure what LOA is. And I'm not suffering, but I do not seem to be able to get myself to move. That's a typical thing with Capricorn. You know what I mean? We have the tail end of a fish. Moving is the most difficult thing, Maureen. Is that no? You are the creator. Yeah. Um, so you know, that side of things, stripping things down to the bare bones and just going out and doing it. And it could even be something as simple as like going down the local market and buying your fruit and veg. I'm sure once you get out there, what I think you're going to understand, and this is what I'm talking about, getting back to the bare bones of life, of experiencing life. I think once you start actually engaging in life on a very basic, simple level, like going down the market and so forth, um, it's going to give you a lot more inspiration for your work side of things, where you can actually help a lot more people. And um, not being out there in life will eventually dry up your inspiration for the world around you. So I don't think it's a good thing for you to just constantly stay at home. No, I think you need to get out there and get involved to a certain degree. I don't think you need to just like throw everything up in the air and just kind of right, that's it, I'm off, see you later, bye. You know, I think it's much more of that sort of thing. I would stop helping people. And that sounds really horrible, I guess. But it's not just not helping people. People have got to understand that if you're giving your time over to people, eh, you need to be paid some form or another. So therefore, you can create a job so you're no longer dependent upon the other people, and you can stand on your own 2 feet. And I think you need to realize that what you have and what you're sharing with people has value. And I think you need to give yourself value. You need to value yourself more than anything else. That's what it seems to be coming through here more than anything else. Once you start valuing yourself, then therefore you will get the returns, your financial blessings you will get. And just looking at your question again here, it will then allow you then to open up your own pathway in regards to where you're living, how you're spending your money, and so forth, and becoming independent. It would be very good for you, I think. But starting a simple thing of just like going to the local market and buying your produce down at the local market and meeting people, that is the first step. Once you step down that pathway there, all of a sudden it's going to have a domino effect that's going to open up other things. And the more you open up, the better life will be and the more results you will get. Okay? So there you go. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic for you. Okay, so we've got Jane here. Let me just see. There's another question. Yeah, so Jane here has asked a question. I'm feeling like I need to new community. This is where it came in again, sort of like to do my therapies and my YouTube channel. So there's someone looking to start a YouTube channel and their therapies. It means moving interstate, possibly. Okay, so looking for somewhere to move, and whilst I am open and excited for this prospect. Yeah, not close to the treasured grandchildren who currently are 6 minutes away. So that's the thing that's possibly holding you back. Do you feel that the move to the interstate region will be something or someone change my mind, direction or life? Okay, so let's just have a look on that. Let's see what's going on for that for you. Is Jane? Yeah, Jane. So let's just connect to you, Jane. I don't know how old the grandchildren are. But if you move interstate, I think they're going to want to see you more. And it's gonna help them to open up and grow. In fact, you'll be doing them a favor, not because you're leaving them, but you're giving them an opportunity to move or to go and to see other things. And it seems like there's a soul tribe waiting for you. It seems like it's either like a medium-sized town, as far as I can tell, that's got a community going on already within that, and then within that community there is this, healing or therapy or sort of holistic sort of center going on that you can be involved in, and you can get involved in. And I think it gives you wings to your ideas by the looks of things. And I think the interstate thing is a very good idea. Let's just have a look and see how far I want. It may not actually be as go as, I think depending on when your birthday is, it seems like just after the Christmas period, it seems like that it becomes concrete. So even if you move beforehand, it's going to take you a little bit of time for you to get into your stride. So then you feel you know everything, you know where everything is. And that's when I think after Christmas is like, yes, I'm now feeling it, that this is right. you know, and it's going to take some work, but I think you're willing to put in that effort. And if you do, yeah, I think you get this great sort of community factor going on in your life, and a whole new soul tribe that you're meeting, that you feel completely at one with. And this is what gives great opportunities to your grandchildren. So don't let that hold you back in doing it. Is there someone inspirational for you? Yeah, I think so. Um, Someone who seems to wear a hat, a very tall person as well, by the looks of it. And it's almost someone, they're not showy, they're very sort of present, but without being in your face, you know, and very earthy, very grounded sort of character, you know, very sort of, knowledgeable without being, uh, showy offy about the knowledge, as it were. You know, it's a really lovely, a great person here that sort of like that makes you feel, yeah, this is good. I feel comfortable, very comfortable with this sort of scenario. So yeah, I think it's worthwhile doing. I think the move could go very quickly, go really quite quickly, but the realization of why it's been a good idea, I think, will come really home to roost in sort of like January. Okay, so there you go. Thanking you very much for being here, Capricorns. I think this has been an incredibly long one. Yes, it has been an incredibly long one this week, but there you go. That's the way it is sometimes. Thanking you very much for subscribing, liking, and sharing, and so forth. Don't forget about the solar eclipse energy videos that we did, or the eclipse videos, and also the messages from energy and all the other energy videos that we do, and also the live that we will be doing on Saturday night at 9 o'clock UK time. At 9 o'clock, around that sort of time. I will see you there. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.